Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion!
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
Norway's first World Cup in almost 3 decades, and they have just knocked out the 5-time world champions Brazil at MetLife Stadium. 2-1 it finishes, so Norway are through and Carlo Ancelotti's side are going home. Welcome along, everybody. Good to have you with us. I'm Poppy Miller alongside Nigel Reo-Coker, Mike Lahoud and Marco Messina. Mike, you predicted Norway, didn't you? Gave them the best chance of everybody on this panel. How surprised are you, though, with the way the second half played out?
Yeah, it just seemed like men against boys, especially once that first goal went in. This Brazilian side had their chances. They didn't take them. But this is what I talked about. Good goalkeeping definitely gets you. You have to be kicking yourself, though, if you're a Brazilian fan. You have to be kicking yourself if you're Bruno Guimaraes. You have to definitely be questioning yourself if you're Carlo Ancelotti, because at the end of the day, Brazil did not have enough cutting edge in the final third, and that's what cost them. And now the Inquisition starts.
Yep.
I said it at half-time. I said it's crazy to use these two words and associate with Brazil to say quality, that the quality just wasn't good enough from overall play, how they turned over possession at times. They didn't look like they pressed as a team. They pressed as individuals. It was far too easy at times that Norway cut through them. But the quality aspect of it, and that's one word you can never associate with Brazil, wasn't good enough today. And for me, you got to give credit to Norway. But Brazil have to do some real soul-searching now as a nation. It really has to look within itself now. And, you know, some of these players, that just for me wasn't good enough.
34% possession from Brazil in a World Cup match. I read that since stats have been recorded in 1966, that's never happened at a World Cup game for Brazil. And I think even Nigel, you and I at halftime, we said, or if Brazil's to get back into this game, it's individuals, it's moments, it's trying to get out on the counter and begging for Vini to pull up in an opportunity. They had the chance, even with Endrick, right when the perfect ball from Vini, they don't take advantage of it. And I think you're right that we need to give Norway so much credit for dominating in the way that they want to play, imposing their style. First time that they're at a World Cup since 1998, and to knock out Ivory Coast and now to knock out Brazil is absolutely unbelievable.
It's also, we talk about big games, big moments, right? Brazil, everything's been about Vinicius Jr. This is the game that your superstars, your main guy is supposed to stand out. Knowing what's at stake with the experience he's got playing at Real Madrid and obviously representing the national side, this is his moment to stand out. Did he do enough today for me? I don't think so, no. It's hard to say that. It's hard to even pick out one real standout player from this Brazil team in his performance today.
Yeah, a brace from Erling Haaland. We're going to give Norway all their flowers in a second, but for more of the fallout from Brazil, let's welcome in Brazilian former international Lucas Leiva to join us. Lucas, what's your reaction, first of all, to the way Brazil fell in that match?
Well, very difficult day. I think very frustrated. I agree with all you guys said. You know, Norway dominated, you know, especially in possession. And I think, of course, the difference between both teams was the goalkeeper. Of course, Nyland had a fantastic game, and Haaland. I think Haaland only had 2 half chances, and he turned up putting 2 inside the net. So that's what makes difference. That's what Brazil normally used to have, you know, this type of players. But it's a very difficult day for Brazil. Of course, a lot of questions will be asked, and then we have to analyze now, because you know, it's not normal that Brazil gets out from a World Cup so early in this competition.
Lucas, I know it's still early and very fresh, obviously, coming off this loss now for Brazil. But looking back at that game, can you pick out one Brazilian player that you'd say was actually a standout performer in a big game like this when it really mattered?
Today, you mean, or
yes,
in general?
Today's game.
No, I think that is, you cannot pick one. You cannot pick one. Of course, we spoke about maybe, you know, rely on Vinicius Junior, but credit to Norway that they kind of you know, close all the gaps and didn't give much chance to Vinicius to create. Of course, you know, if the penalty goes in, you could say it could be a different game, but you know, now it's just if, and you know, it's a frustrating day. There is no one that you really can pick today as a standout player, apart from Haaland, of course, from Norway, and the goalkeeper. I think in Ireland was fantastic.
Lucas, how do you reflect on the way that Ancelotti managed this game?
I think, you know, we spoke before the game, you know, with Martinelli coming on, he kind of defended in a 4-4-2. You know, we thought it could work. I think it didn't work quite well because Brazil couldn't have the possession, couldn't create many chances. Then when Endrick came on, he had a clear chance to score, didn't. So I think, you know, the changes, it was what we expected, to be honest. I wouldn't say that he should maybe have done different. But I think was the difference between both teams was the chance that Norway took and Brazil didn't. And but you know, and also I'm looking here, they start 66% of possession for Norway and 34% for Brazil. Is not something that you normally see it. So of course it's frustrating for Brazil, but I would like to congratulate Norway as well, because I think they were, from the first minute they played, you know, like big national team. It seems that they had, you know, so many World Cups in their hands. So congratulations to Norway, and Brazil going out is a blow for the country as well.
Lucas, I want to get real, because we're talking about the 5-time World Cup champions. You've represented them. We've celebrated them on the biggest international stage. And I looked this up. This is the first time since 1990 that La Seleção has lost in the round of 16. 1990. You said the lowest possession we've ever seen, right? For a Brazilian national team since they started keeping stats. I mean, when you take a step back and you start going through the emotions of it, or just start going through the football aspect of it, could this be the worst Brazilian side we've seen in a long time? Because the standards you're talking about, we really haven't seen it at the World Cup.
Yeah, of course, after a defeat like this, you can create a debate in terms of it's the worst, but for me it doesn't really matter if it's the worst or the best. It's just the way Brazil left the World Cup it's for us Brazilian to make a reflection and see what we need to do different, because it's clear that the last 30 years, now it will be 30 years, was 24, but the next World Cup will be 30 years that Brazil doesn't really get where we want. We need to reflect and see what we can do as a country to produce better teams. And but it's really hard for me to say now if it's the worst team in the history. I think it's not fair for the players as well. You have some fantastic players there, but of course today it didn't work for Brazil.
Lucas, when you think about the reaction in Brazil tomorrow morning, what do you think the focus will be on? Will you think it will be on the 34% possession? Do you think it will be more on the players, more on Ancelotti himself? What do you think the blowback will be?
I think it will be on the players for sure. At the end of the day, the players are on the pitch, and the fans expect a lot from them, and I think the players will be the most judged by the fans. But of course, Ancelotti, he's the manager. He just he signed a new contract for the next World Cup, the cycle of the next World Cup. So, like I said, there will be a lot of questions to be answered, but like I said before, it's time to reflect, because we cannot accept that Brazil goes home so early, and especially the way it was. So, but again, congratulations to Norway. I think they were very good, and they deserve it today.
Lucas, really interesting about Carlo Ancelotti as well, because obviously everybody was very excited when he went to Brazil, especially going and reuniting with the likes of Vinicius Jr. Even though this is a disappointment, he has the contract extension. Do you think the country and the team is still going to back him? Because the contract is one thing, right? But how it all plays out over the next 4 years is another thing. Do you think that he'll have the confidence and the backing to take them to the next World Cup?
I think so. Not now, of course. Will be a lot of debates, and people will question. But he showed so many times that he's a winner, and I think he is the guy that still, even after a heavy defeat like today, he is the right guy to lead Brazil for the next generation, for the next World Cup. But like I said, it doesn't matter if you have probably one of the best managers in the world. If you don't reflect, and if you are not humble enough to understand that maybe Brazil at the moment are not contenders in terms of what you expect as a team. So we just need to maybe make a step back, reflect, and come back stronger. I think that's what I used to do it when I was a player. If things are not going well, are not working, you have to be humble enough to understand, reflect, and come back again and stronger.
Love it, Lucas. Thank you very much. Sorry that we're not speaking to you in better circumstances, but it's been so good to have you with us through Brazil's journey in this World Cup. I hope you get some sleep now. You're in Shanghai, right?
It's 6 a.m. though.
6 a.m.
Yes, I hope I can get some sleep. I'm very, very sad. But anyway, thank you very much, and have a wonderful World Cup for you as well.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you. Oh, disappointing, isn't it, when you hear from the fans and especially former players?
Why is it disappointing?
Because the World Cup comes around every 4 years, doesn't it?
I know, it's a reality. Turn up.
England could be in that same boat tonight.
Turn up. Brazil did not turn up.
Good questions that he's posing, though.
It.
Really good questions that Lucas posed. You know what also I remembered? Because you just kept saying 5-time chance. Norway knocked out 2 teams that have 9 World Cups. They knocked out Italy from even qualifying, and they knocked out Brazil. So the courage that Norway showed, I know, again, the focus will be on Brazil, but the courage that Norway showed to not lose before you step on the pitch, not just look at the names and be scared. They want to take their match. I can't get over that it says 34% possession for a Brazilian national team.
The 34% possession is obviously Ancelotti and how he likes to coach, yes. But at the same time, Brazil not having or producing Brazilian-like players. They seem to have lost their flair, lost that special aura about them now. And to me, you look at this Brazilian national team, it's starting to look very European kind of like in how they approach stuff and how they go and play. And I think sometimes you have to stay true to your identity and your culture. Whether the game has moved on, yes, I understand to a certain degree. But Brazil need to find a way to nourish and nurture the next Neymar, the next Ronaldo, and all these type of players again, and stop kind of trying to lose your identity to be like everyone else. Because that's what happens sometimes with these international sides, that people try and get influenced by what they're doing. Oh, we're going to copy them this way. We're going to copy this nation because they're doing that way. You've got to stay true to what makes you you, what makes you unique group of people and human being, and stay true to your culture.
Maybe that's the downside as well of being such an amazing man manager, is he felt that connection to Neymar and is so bonded and connected to so many of these players that he's maybe calling up the ones that he has the best chemistry with and the best collective chemistry, rather than who is the best on paper. The momentum chart, Marco, you said it, historically bad for Brazil. We know the possession doesn't mean everything as well, by the way, but in this match, it really does tell a story with the attack. Yeah,
look, Brazil got found out in a significant way. You look at the big teams that they played in the first match against Morocco. Morocco were the better team. And if it wasn't for a Vinny Jr. moment where he really kind of capitalized on an opportunistic moment for him, they probably should have gotten beat by Morocco if they were more clinical on that. I worry about this Brazilian national team because they're losing their luster. They're losing their sense of invincibility that we used to associate with Brazil. And there's going to be some people saying, well, sometimes football moves on. But this team, when we looked at the squad, when we talked about Brazil coming in the World Cup, I did not get a sense of fear factor from them. I didn't get a sense of ambition from them. And much of the decision and much of the talk was, will Carlo Ancelotti bring Neymar to the World Cup? Now it begs the question, should Carlo Ancelotti brought the likes of João Pedro, because he's made some big decisions, Nige, and you mentioned this. Igor Thiago comes in. That's a big decision to make. Okay, he scored 20-plus goals in the Premier League. Yeah. Igor Thiago's on the bench for the rest of the World Cup.
After
You're playing against a low block in the Norway side that was defending and against a goalkeeper that was playing out of his mind. Maybe that's something that comes back to bite you in the backside. But Brazil, it just seems like they need a massive reset.
And again, listen, Casemiro's been great. Fantastic player, what he's done, an amazing season out at Manchester United. But then again, you're questioning games like this. Do you really need to start him? Do you not start Danilo with a bit more legs and enthusiasm in there? Again, we saw watching the game, we was saying, look, they're pressing in ones and twos, and Norway's are literally just walking through them, and they couldn't recover to get a recovery run in there. And as much as Norway had most of the possession, we were still saying that Brazil still looked more likely to score. And then when they got in those moments, quality, which is something that you never would associate that word with a Brazilian team.
It was
they were lacking quality.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. So
really?
It's a big loss.
Yeah, OK, so Brazil, their journey comes to an end in this World Cup. Stay with us, though. We've got much more for you in just a second.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me.
Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events.
It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days, but the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
If I look crazy, it's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money.
What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
So Norway, they've just beat Brazil in what has been their biggest win ever. They're now heading to their first ever quarterfinal in the World Cup. By the way, they haven't made the World Cup since 1998, and this is just their fourth appearance overall. And of course, it had to be Erling Haaland with a brace this afternoon to knock out Brazil in their journey. So the Vikings, they keep on going. They finished second place in Group C. They're unbeaten now against Brazil in the last 5 meetings, and now they will advance where they'll face the winner of Mexico or England. We've got to give Erling Haaland a lot of credit in a second, but to even get to that point, Nige, how good was Nyland today in goal for Norway?
Phenomenal performance that's worthy of world-class accolades, because you've got to know what's at stake here. Talk about knockout rounds of the World Cup there. He was absolutely sensational. One thing alone in saving a penalty in a game so early on, to save the penalty and keep Norway still in it, but also as the game developed, the biggest saves he made. But the best one for me, not even to say the best one after saving a great penalty, was the one when he's going backwards and made the fingertip save as the ball was just about to loop in the goal. That was just a 10 out of 10 performance. You could not ask any more from your goalkeeper. If I was on that pitch there, I'll be buying him drinks all night. I'll be giving him a foot rub if he wants one. He was that good.
Would you?
It's a joke. It's a joke. I'll take it out far. I'll buy him drinks, but he was sensational.
Here's a look at his day, by the way, with the stats from SofaScore, 7.9.
How's he get 7.9? Come on, SofaScore. I'm doing a Troy Deeney rant. I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense, SofaScore.
This might be the one time I agree with you.
It's going to be a 10.
To me, he's the unsung hero of the team.
100%.
For me, he's the MVP, because it's the moment that he makes the saves that completely changes the dynamic of the entire match. The one that almost was an own goal, that was a freakishly own goal, is unbelievable, because he doesn't see it happening. He backpedals, he gets his fingertips to it, it hits off the post. The penalty save, if they score those goals, it completely changes the dynamic of the match.
100%. He literally carried Norway in his hands today. He carried the nation of Norway in his hands. That's how good he was. We know, obviously, Erling Haaland's going to get the credits for being a goal scorer, but without him today, we won't be even talking about Erling Haaland. He was absolutely sensational.
Guess who was there as well at MetLife? Our very own Nico Cantor. He's been all over. He's gone coast to coast, and here he is outside the ground. Nico, good to see you. I can't even imagine what the atmosphere was like in there and outside with all those Norwegian fans. What a contrast as well with the sad Brazilian fans now.
Yeah, unbelievable. I'm starting to see a couple of Norwegians. The thing is that the Norwegians were on the other side of the stadium, so they might be filing out through a different exit, Puppy. The stadium today was 90-10 Brazil to Norway fans. And let me tell you this, Puppy. There's something crazy about Brazil being eliminated again from the World Cup, because there's an entire generation of Brazilian kids, adults at this point, that have never seen Brazil win the World Cup or even be close to those glorious heights at which they once were. I was once a very young Argentina fan, and every time Argentina faced Brazil, I was so scared. They instilled fear in their opponents because they were that good. They had so much quality, and I would cry just every time Argentina would lose to Brazil. So many teams in South America would lose to Brazil. They were devastating. They were unavoidable. And now I think of young Brazilian fans in the shoes that I once was in. they've only heard stories from their brothers or sisters, their parents, about this great Brazil, this extraordinary football country that has produced the most winningest nation in football history. And a lot of these youngsters, I see them walk out of the stadium with tears in their eyes, like I once had as a young Argentina fan, because they have never witnessed the greatness of Brazil. And today was just another example. It's been 24 years since Brazil last won the World Cup. They're going to have to wait at least 28.
Nico, so well said. Brazil haven't looked like Brazil since 2002, if we're being honest, when they last won the World Cup. But now looking at Norway, we were just talking about their goalkeeper, Oyen Nyland, who was just playing the game of his life.
Grab the Norwegian
For you,
fans.
Nico, and talking to Norway fans or Norwegian fans, hopefully we can get them on air.
Norwegian?
No,
yeah.
He's only got a Norway shirt on,
What's your
mate.
name?
Can you ask him?
Andres, are you from Norway?
Yes, we are.
What part of Norway?
Oslo.
From Oslo. I was in Oslo just a couple months ago. Beautiful city. Yes, nice. Thank you. Listen, what did you think? What did you think of this? This was incredible for Norway.
It was nerve-wracking. It was absolutely nerve-wracking, but it was a fantastic result, and we're looking forward to going to Miami.
Talk to me about Haaland.
Haaland, fantastic player. We knew that, but also today, I think you need to talk about Nyland, the goalkeeper. What a fantastic effort by Nyland.
So Nyland, Patrick Berg, Sander Berge, Odegaard, I think it was a complete performance. Is that what you felt?
It's a complete performance by a fantastic team, and they got this far, and Norway is now the only team that's undefeated by Brazil.
Unbelievable. You guys beat Italy with 4 stars in World Cup qualification. You beat Brazil with 5 stars. That's a combined 9 World Cups. Norway makes it back to the World Cup. I don't mean to date you. I know for them, it's their first ever World Cup that they see Norway. But how old were you the last time that Norway was at the World Cup?
I was 22, and I was in Marseille at the game.
Wow.
Now I got to take my daughters and my family here. It's fantastic.
Were you guys married in 1998?
No, we're not.
Well, I mean, think about life and sports and full circle moments, you know? So much time has passed, and now with your 2 beautiful daughters, you're able to witness history at the World Cup with Norway.
Now we just need to figure out, how do you get to Miami from here?
Hey, I'm from Miami. I know a couple of ways how to get there.
You give me some tips on where we're going then.
All right. Talk some more.
Thank you.
Nico,
All right, guys.
You should get them to do the row. Get a group to do the row.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to see if there's more Norwegians around me. But, I mean, it's the happiness, you know?
I love that.
Norwegians are very happy. It's the juxtaposition, right, of sport. Brazil devastatingly out, and Norway with all their hopes high, with Erling Haaland running the point through to the next round.
Nico, just quick one for me. I know that you have really gained some respect for the country of Norway, and you got to go to Bodø, if I'm saying it correctly, Bodø, and you really came back inspired by what you saw from the people there, but also what you saw and what they're building. Did you witness some of that fighting spirit today against Brazil?
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's not only belief, but there's confidence in this project put forward by the Norwegian Federation. Imagine there's this whole team grew up playing on hybrid pitches, right, on synthetic grass, because for a long time Norway didn't have synthetic grass. I was talking to journalists when I went, and for seasons at a time, because it was so cold, they couldn't play. And now that it was on synthetic grass, they developed this generation. I don't know if that's a direct correlation, but there's something brewing here. I'm going to have to stop my answer. I want to talk to a Brazilian fan. Oi, falou, tudo bem? What's your name? Elio, where are you from?
From Brazil.
From what part of Brazil?
Paraná.
You came from Paraná all the way for this match?
I live here, but I'm from Paraná. Yeah.
All right, Elio, what are you feeling right now with Brazil eliminated?
It's disappointing. It's my 3rd time seeing Brazil get eliminated in a World Cup. And I feel like we could have done more this time.
Yeah, what went wrong, do you think?
The finishing. We're not clinical. We're just, they slowed the game down. We let them do it. We played like it's a practice. And they were looking for 1 ball. They got 2.
How do you think Brazil played overall? Like, rate from a 0 to a 10. How was Brazil's performance today?
Today, I feel like we played like it was practice. I will give it like a 4. It was terrible. No intensity.
Elio, the star player, Vinicius Junior, penalty kick to go ahead. He gives it to Bruno Guimaraes. What do you think?
He's got to take that responsibility. You know, he's the man of the team. At that point, get Neymar in and have him take it. and take Bruno Guimaraes.
What do you think it says about Vini that he didn't want to take that penalty kick, or he let somebody else take it when he's the face of this generation?
He's not ready to take the responsibility. He's got to do it.
When's he going to be ready, though?
Never. I don't think he'll ever be ready to take on that role of the leader.
Elio, are you Ancelotti in or Ancelotti out?
At this point, out. Yeah, he couldn't do it. He had the time to do it, couldn't do it. So,
were you ever convinced by Ancelotti in Brazil, even in the World Cup qualifiers?
Not really. I don't like his style of play.
Why?
We need somebody that likes to play with the ball. Like today, we played reactive. That's not Brazil. We let Norway take hold. Like we let Odegaard and Berg take hold of the game. That's not our game. We got to take the ball, have possession, and play.
What's next for Brazil? Midfield geezer.
What's next? I don't know. Go get Guardiola. Go get Pep. Go get Pep.
Bro. So, listen, man, Elio, thank you very much. You're Atlético Paranaense, yeah? Or no? Corinthians. Why? From Paraná, but supporting Corinthians?
North of Paraná. Right
north
there.
of Paraná. Okay, listen, my favorite player growing up was Carlos Tevez, so I followed him a lot of time in Corinthians. Elio, muito obrigado. Sorry for the loss, but thank you for your words.
Obrigado.
Valeu. Elio, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, you're right, Nigel. So many things went wrong, and Brazilian fans, they know football well. They're not blinded to what they see on the football pitch. It needs to improve.
Very good stuff, Nico. Thank you so much. Enjoy being in the New York area before your next travels. We'll see you soon.
Oh, wait, that's it? I'm in the New York area and I don't get an invite to Nigel's house? I was expecting something from Nigel, puppy, you know, like, oh, hey, Nico, since you're here, come over. No, it's okay. All right, bye.
Yours for the barbecue.
Nico.
Tell us about this barbecue cooking.
I don't live nowhere near MetLife, mate. When you get back from your amazing road trip, we'll hang out, geezer. I've got the whiskey ready for you.
Nigel.
I've got my jollof ready for you, too.
Hey, you know what? I know that Nigel's jollof rice might be some of the best, if not the best jollof rice I've tried, so I will hold you to that, my friend.
No problem. He's a good guy. I love Nico, man. I miss him, to be fair.
Nico, start a row. I want to see the video on social media. That's my challenge to you. Come on.
He's gone.
Let the row go.
With all the Norwegians, you got to do it.
It looks the same every time, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, but okay, you're there. You got to be part of it.
One too many rows.
All
But
right.
it is good, isn't it?
Salty.
No more rows from the Norwegians, unless it's in Times Square. What about Erling Haaland then today? Because obviously we're given lots of credit, but really it's the main man up top, isn't it, that should get all the credit?
It's unbelievable that this is his first ever World Cup. This is his day, a 9.1 for the finishes that he has. But it's Haaland's first ever World Cup. He scored in 14 consecutive competitive international matches for Norway. 27 goals, by the way, within those 14 games, tied with Messi and Mbappe for most goals in the tournament. It's absolutely unbelievable that this is his moment to show to the entire world that he is that guy that could step up in the big moments. There are plenty of players who could score goals in the Champions League, score goals for their club team, but then sometimes when they go onto the international stage and they have so much pressure, they don't live up to it. Erling Haaland is the complete opposite. Doesn't have a lot of chances, doesn't have a lot of touches on the ball, but they're some of the most important ones. By the way, winning goal against Côte d'Ivoire and now a brace against Brazil. That's unbelievable.
He doesn't get involved in a lot of play, but when you need him to score goals, which is what he's there for, he does it. He took his first goal brilliantly, and it's what we said about half-time, about Norway need to play more to his strengths, which is getting crosses in the box, because he's one of the best and most dominant strikers in the air that I have seen. You know, so gets his first goal, second goal, takes a touch, shoots between defenders' legs, just shows how he can be clinical, and everything about him, how he carries himself, and you see the pictures off the TV, he's being authentic to who he is, which is why people like him and gravitated to him so much. But he is a freak of nature. And like Marco says, he's plays for the national team and he just still takes on and keeps the same level of performances and quality as we see him when he plays for Manchester City.
And he could very well be in the shout for the Golden Boot, couldn't he, depending on how far Norway can go in this tournament?
Yeah, I just love how easy he makes goal scoring look. And much of the conversation coming in was the clash of the Titans, Erling Haaland versus Gabriel. And there's only one winner in that, because Gabriel, he put him in his pocket. And there's a quote in the post-match presser, and their head coach, Ståle Stolbok, and deserves full credit for just the masterclass he put on today, because he put on two subs that changed the game. Oscar Bob came in, changed the game. Two young Norwegians, and Andreas Schjelderup changed the game and had both assists to him. And he said, when a reporter asked him, what's Haaland's biggest strength? Is it physicality? Is it just pure goals? He says he spends 90 minutes, or maybe 89, watching what the defender is going to do. And all he needs is 1 minute to realize when and how to create that space to get the edge. And that's how he wins you games. We saw it against Gabriel. We saw it on the second goal. He's finding different ways to make himself the most important player on the pitch, whether for club or for country. And I'm telling you right now, Norway are the real deal at this World Cup.
They really could be a big dark horse, couldn't they? So the Vikings row on Norway. They are through to the next round. Stay with us. We're going to be back in just a moment.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad would want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gotta blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Brazil's ratings from our friends at SofaScore are in, and they look like this. Casemiro 7.1, Vinny Jr. in the 7s alongside Martinelli and Ryan as well. What do we think of this, boys? Fair?
Nige. See, he said he wasn't going to say anything, but we're going to force him.
Listen.
Alisson,
Questionable.
6.8, that's a bit harsh.
Alisson wasn't bad. He made a big save at the start of the first half. He was okay. Ryan, for me, there's a surprising one to get 7. Didn't really influence the game, impact the game. Vinicius Jr. is another one. So a lot of questionable scores. Martinelli as well. I just don't think they were really good up top. So questionable SofaScores again.
Shows that they had a bad night as well with Haaland, Marquinhos and Gabriel.
Yeah, look, I said it before when we were talking about Erling Haaland. This is becoming a habit now for Gabriel because for as much, bluster and bravado, and he's still one of the best defenders in the game, Erling Haaland has owned him as of late. He keeps scoring goals. He's done it in the Prem, and disappointing to see Haaland get the better of him again. I want to point out something that the player next to Casemiro, Bruno Guimaraes, how would you say he performed today, Nige? Because at the end of the day, We said it. The game changed once they missed that penalty kick. I would have given it lower for missing a penalty kick of that magnitude.
Yeah, I definitely would have given him lower than that. And again, the midfield was just open. They didn't do anything. They were completely dominated by Norway. So for me, that midfield there just doesn't make sense. I think Danilo should have started, in my opinion, the midfielder. He should have been in there with more energy, more legs to get around. But these are decisions that Carlo Ancelotti made, and he has to stick with him now.
What about Norway then, Marco? Can only imagine what Haaland, 9.1? Is that okay?
Yeah, the goals, they really up it. We talked about him not touching that many balls, but they're absolutely decisive. I think we tried to say before the match that Norway are more than just him, and I think the other performances around him were big. But Nyland at a 7.9. For me, if you watch the game, you know that he was much more influential than a 7.9. I agree.
He was a 10.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no arguing about
what more. He concedes a penalty at the end, but it's not his fault.
He saves a
what
penalty.
More can you do?
And everything else. This is why we say about watching the game with your eyes. Watch the game of football and learn the beauty, the art we call football.
Nigel's right.
Forget the stats. That is a 10. If you're a manager or coach, or if any of us are his teammates, we're going there, give him a big old hug and a kiss, saying thank you very much, because that is a 10 out of 10 performance. And even a Norwegian fan said it. They said, right, yes, I know about Erling Haaland, and the Norwegian fan said it's about the goalkeeper.
Also, it's the moment that he made the saves. It's not just the saves.
You know what we should do? Welcome in Buckets to join us, because let's give him a round of applause. Hat trick today. Well done, Buckets.
This guy,
all three. Never a doubt, right? We were sweating
They
these
flew him in for a reason.
Holy cow. No, yeah, so we hit all 3 bets, which is awesome and is kind of my job, so I'm glad that I did what I'm supposed to. But this match was a perfect reminder that the game is never over and your bets are never over until that final whistle. We were sitting at halftime talking about, let's just take a nap at this point, right? Like, what are we doing watching? The 70th minute, nothing's happened. After the 80th minute, we don't get 1, not 2. We get all 3 goals to perfectly hit all 3 of these. It was beautiful.
Wow.
And the best
tell our
bit,
viewers.
Buckets, is that other people obviously take your advice all the time, and we know one of them hit big on these 3 today, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big parlay guy myself. I'm a little bit of a weenie, for lack of a better word that I probably shouldn't say on air, but I had somebody, can we say weenie? Okay, yeah, I'm a weenie, but we had a guy parlay all 3 of these together, $1,000, won $9 grand.
Wow.
So if you want to, buy me a beer tonight, I'm not going to say no to it. I'm just throwing it out there.
Why didn't you put the money on it? Why didn't you put $1,000?
Why did I put $1,000 on it? Because if I missed, I'm staying with you for the rest of the week. That's why.
You can stay with Nigel. He's got a big house.
I heard he's got a good house. Me and Nico will come over.
Yeah. You could have a fit.
But an awesome game.
Well done.
Right?
Well done. Buckets.
Brilliant, Buckets.
You were terrified, by the way.
Oh,
you were scared at the end.
Horrible. Yeah. No, I was already changing my flight around to go home. I was gonna. If this was 3 X's, I was gone. You never would have seen me again.
Did you like the penalty that they got? Did you like it?
It's just, I heard breaknecks. Poppy.
Nigel wasn't happy.
Celebrations for Norway. You wanted the row from Nico. And
Did he
his
do
friends
it?
at MetLife.
Oh, you see? This is what I'm talking about.
What is Nico doing?
It's off sync.
Is that Munya?
Yeah, it is.
CBS Spam is there.
Well done, Nico. Challenge complete.
Look at him. Look at him.
Poppy, you didn't want him to do this.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
I'm back. I'm really back.
Why am I here? I'm not dead, right?
Disruption on this campus will not be tolerated.
I look crazy. It's because that's how I feel. I don't know how to live in two worlds.
There are others. But they're not like us. We need to get out of here now. Open your eyes.
Paramount Plus has a mountain of movies. Wow. New movies. Timeless movies. Guys who are running out of time movies. So get in on the latest blockbusters.
Trust me.
And relive the moments that get you every time.
And that's all I have to say about that.
A mountain of movies, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
This is European soccer's biggest stage.
Written in the stars! What a difference she has made!
The question is, can you handle it?
Tell me, can you handle it?
The crowd here feels electric. Stream every match of the UEFA Women's Champions League on Paramount Plus.
I lost my dad and my aunt.
What aren't you telling me?
I'll never know what you've gone through, but I'm sure your dad will want you to be happy.
I will not lose the company that my husband started. I want success. Get it for me.
This business will bleed you dry.
Dad, I'm playing on the house's money now.
No, you're playing with the devil's money. What's the plan here?
Gonna blow!
Yeah, well, I'm just getting started.
Landman. All episodes now streaming only on Paramount Plus.
Estadio Azteca is the site for a huge meeting this afternoon or this evening, wherever you're watching, between Mexico and England. This is a place awaiting in the final 8. Norway has advanced, and we're going to see who will join them tonight. So we're going to give the pros and cons to why we think each team can win. Let's start with the home side, Mexico. The reasons that Mexico can win: stadium, altitude and fans, the defense, and then, of course, their star player. Marco, what's the biggest factor for you?
I guess you spoke about the altitude, and that's all I've heard from players who have played there and the effect that it'll have on them. I want to touch on Quiñones because I think he has an unbelievable story. 4-goal involvement so far in the World Cup. Born in Colombia, but he was naturalized in 2023. He had to make a decision. Do I play for Colombia or do I play for Mexico? And he said, my wife is Mexican, my kids are Mexican. Mexico adopted me because he was there since he was 18 years old, and he feels this feeling of giving back to them. He had so much in attack. Scored 33 goals in the Saudi League this year in 31 games, but he adds such a dimension to this Mexico team. And I think if we're looking at anyone from Mexico to score the goals, it's got to be on him.
What about the altitude, Nigel? You mentioned how difficult it is going to be for these English players to adapt. They've had no sleep. There's fireworks been set off outside the stadium. There's 80,000 Mexican fans with the flags placed in the stadium already. It's going to be a bit grueling, no?
It's going to be a bit grueling for them, but these England players have played everywhere, major tournaments, played a lot of places. This is going to be the first time that they play in an environment like this. That's the biggest difference that they'll see. So for me, I think that they have to play smart and be smart about it in football intelligence in when they approach this game.
Troy Deeney's just arrived in the studio. He thinks England's going to win 3-0, so that tells you where one England fan's at. What about the back line, though, Mike, tonight?
Yeah, look, Vasco Aguirre has made this L3 back line, or this L3 team, a bunch of warriors. You go back to maybe 2 years ago where Mexico was one of the laughingstocks in CONCACAF. It was this U.S. men's national team were the big dogs. Everyone was thinking, Mexico's kind of lost some of their luster. Well, not on Vasco's watch. Their defense first, and then Quiñones scoring goal second.
OK, what about England and the 3 Lions? If you could only put 3 reasons, Harry Kane should be all 3 of them with how we've played so far. He's at the top, the individual talent second, and maybe this is going to be a bit more of an open match, Nigel, right, where they can hit on the counter.
Yes, hopefully Mexico will come at England, which will create more space for England to use their wide players and be able to get in behind. They've been facing a lot of stubborn teams who want to be defensively organised, low block, and make it hard for them. And we've been struggling to create and have any kind of creativity. So if Mexico come at England, hopefully it makes it an open game, which would suit England better to be able to go and pick their moments where they can go and use the talent that we have.
You need to start strong as well from the get-go. I think the first 20, 30 minutes are going to be decisive, and you guys haven't done that. You haven't put in a 90-minute performance. By the way, Mexico has never lost a World Cup game at the Azteca.
I'll just
8
say
wins,
this.
2 draws. Just throwing that out there for you
This
guys.
doesn't have to
How
be...
are you feeling?
Oh, no, wait.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine. This doesn't have to be a... I'm not looking for a 90-minute performance. Okay. I'm looking just for a win. That's what it matters. Get the job done because of the factors.
Poppy, you feel the opposite.
I'm looking for a Harry Kane. whatever's the way. Harold Kane to our rescue. Hit that Harry Kane button 10 times. Okay, we're going to see. Stay with us, so everybody. We'll be back in just a moment.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?
When Jeff Probst asks survivors, ready?
Do they ever want to say no? Has Dexter ever considered meditation? Will Beth and Rip make it last on the new series Dutton Ranch? If not, Rip, call me. Stream new series and returning favorites, plus huge events. It's going to be the biggest year yet.
Welcome to the Running Man. The rules are simple. Survive 30 days. But the entire nation is hunting you down.
The grand prize, $1 billion.
Win this game. Change your family's life forever.
Hunt him down!
People will sell you out in a heartbeat.
What is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
Welcome back, everybody. Paul Tenorio is with us with the latest ahead of the US men's national team's game against Belgium. And Paul, the biggest headline of the day is Flo Balogun is available to play. If you're just joining and you have no idea how we got here, Paul, why don't you just, if you can, summarize the day and recap everything that's happened to get us to this point?
Well, it started as a normal day. I thought I'd skip my morning coffee and get it after training. What a mistake that was, by the way. Just had my first meal of the day. I mean, everyone gets to the training facility thinking it's a normal day, including the team. They get onto their team bus, head to training, and what do they learn while they're on the bus? That FIFA has suspended the one-game ban based off of the red card for Flo Balogun, and that he is available to play against Belgium. A whopping decision, an unexpected decision for everyone. I mean, the team even had a meeting earlier in the day at the hotel, and nothing was said to the players at that point in time. They actually first heard the news about it on social media like the rest of us. And so, you know, it just kind of evolved from there, where we've seen all of the reaction from the players saying they're excited, they're happy for Flo Balogun, that they feel he deserves it, that, you know, Christian Pulisic said feels like the right decision, to the kind of anger, frankly, of the Belgian Federation, who are saying this is not right. This is not okay. This is unprecedented. And as Coach Rudy Garcia said at the press conference, the Belgian Federation isn't just fighting for its team, it's fighting for football and for the integrity of the sport.
The press conferences have been really interesting. We saw Rudy Garcia as well say, is this April Fool's or are we playing in July? What's been the biggest takeaway from the US's press conference with Mauricio Pochettino?
Yeah, Mauricio came out with a strong defense of his team, of Flo Balogun, of the decision. He said it was the right decision because the red card was the wrong one, essentially, that it was a just decision because a red card should never have been handed out. And he pointed out that it's not unprecedented for FIFA to suspend portions of a punishment, right? We saw it with Cristiano Ronaldo going into this tournament, where 2 of his 3-game suspensions were pushed till after the World Cup or suspended until after the World Cup. He pointed it out, and he said, we might not be the victims of this story, but we're not the villains either. He understands what Belgium feels, but he believes, again, he said multiple times over the course of this, that 99.9% of the footballing world believe that the wrong decision was made. That might be an overestimation, I think, of who's on his side here regarding Flo Balogun, and that if people really believe that and they believe the decision was taken wrongly, then they should understand that this is the right path for FIFA.
Paul, putting bias aside, what do you make of the decision?
Well, I think we slip into dangerous territory here with FIFA, don't we? If we are allowing outside forces to relitigate things that are happening on the field, you know, how often is this now going to happen? You know, is France going to ask, and I've seen reports that potentially they are, to overturn Olise's yellow card, right? Like, how many different ways are we going to go about this? Are we going to be asking or inviting political leaders to enter the fray? As we know, Donald Trump, he went on social media to say he felt like this was the right decision. The New York Times reported that he even called over to Gianni Infantino as a part of these efforts of the U.S. men's national team. And so I do think that this is a slippery slope. I also just think anything that starts to call into question the integrity of the competition is a negative for everyone involved. And I even think when you go even more micro than that, for the U.S. men's national team, they've been maybe one of the best stories of this tournament, one of the most likable teams, which was not always the case for them. And now they're the most controversial team in the tournament, and maybe they've given their opponent, which has seemed a little bit fractured at times, something to rally around, something to unite that locker room.
So true. It's going to be so interesting, isn't it? But it's back to the original plan for Pochettino now. Flo Balogun is available. Paul, thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me, guys.
OK, so the US men's national team, what a big game they've got coming up against Belgium. And they've got their perfect main man available up top. And guess what, everybody? We are going to be in Nashville, Tennessee, ahead of the match with all the build-up to the game. I'll be with the US men's national team legends Charlie Davis, Jimmy Conrad, Tony Meola and Marcelo Balboa at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central at the Publix Plaza at Jodis Park in the Music
Gotta go,
City.
Pop. You're going to be in Tennessee?
Woo-hoo.
Hot fried, hot fried.
Did you pack yet?
No.
Just
Gotta
bring me
pack my
back some
cowboy hat.
bourbon, eh?
Can't wait.
No, ask her
That's all
for
he
the
cares about.
Ask her for the chicken nights.
Yes,
Most important
nice.
thing,
Top
bring
of my
back some
list.
bourbon.
We'll see you then. Everybody stay with us, though. We'll be back in just a sec here on Golazo Matchday 48 Nations.
At the start of every year, I find myself wondering again, constantly questioning life's mysteries. Could I make it in the UFC octagon?